Hey, welcome back, y'all. I'm Gerald David.
And I'm Kitty.
And this is 2Aprons. Tonight for you, we are cooking some delicious Couscous Poblano Stuffed Peppers.
Couscous Stuffed Poblano Peppers.
That's what I said.
Okay, well, that's close. And to those, we're going to add spinach, raisins, and tahini dressing, which tahini is one of my favorite things, so I'm very excited about this.
I stuttered because I was going to try and squeeze in the cliche couscous, the rice so nice they named it twice. But I couldn't squeeze that in. It got all weird. But
that's quite a squeeze.
Here's the yogurt.
So this is some non-fat Greek yogurt, which is my favorite thing to substitute for sour cream. It actually came with this recipe, but I use it for like everything.
Go ahead and preheat your oven to 450.
Yep.
Go ahead and start that. Boom.
Make sure there's nothing in it first.
Oh, yep, that's good advice. Boom, some fresh greenish.
This is some beautiful spinach that we're going to be using in our couscous, in our stuffing.
The teeny weeny tahini.
So tahini, basically the peanut butter of sesame seeds. It is just ground up sesame seeds into a paste, and it's phenomenal. Y'all know my obsession with sesame, so.
That's a good way of saying that. The peanut butter, young feta cheese.
Some feta cheese.
Better, get you better.
Always better with feta.
Lemon.
Lemon. If you don't know what that is, our show may not be for you. No, just kidding, it is.
Sliced almonds. This is how you do it easy. Don't try and slice these unless, don't. Just
yeah,
buy
you
them
can
sliced.
buy them sliced. They may be a little more expensive, but honestly, they're not going to slice like this with your knife at home.
They
like,
won't.
unless you're a chef, they're just going to crumble into nothing.
They have these little things you can buy, but you just buy them sliced because you don't do them that much. I do like it, though. It is cool to add a little crunch to salads or to do other little things.
Oh, no, they're really
with
nice.
it.
We don't have the thing that slices them. Those came that way.
Yeah. Shabam.
These are pickled goat horn peppers. I did not have time to Google them, but that sounds exciting, does it not?
It does. It does. And here's the
Look at all
couscous.
their, like, little ingredients in front.
Looks very
This
nice.
is yellow couscous. It does contain wheat. So I think if you're gluten-free, that's probably not for you.
That's
I don't know
right.
if there's couscous that is gluten-free, but this isn't it.
Yummy golden raisins.
Golden raisins, the best kind. I don't know my thoughts on that if you've watched the show before. Capers, they taste like the ocean. Yes, I love them.
Capers. And of course the star of tonight's show, other than Kitty of course,
Oh,
Poblano peppers.
poblanos. And these are two really big pretty ones, so obviously we're going to be able to slice them down the middle and stuff them once we've cooked them a bit. So that's what you want to look for, is just something big enough and hearty enough that you're going to be able to like get some stuffing in there.
Oh yeah, good
That's
size.
the best part.
So the first thing they have us do is oil this pan a little bit and put these in the oven. So let's
I
do
think we're
that.
going to oil the peppers actually.
Well, I just oil the pan and kind of roll them around in it.
Yeah.
That's how I do it.
So we're going to coat them in oil.
Hold this for me just a little
Yes,
bit.
absolutely. Don't I assist well?
Just a light bit. And so it's not too hard.
Mm-mm.
Just kind of roll them around in it a little bit, get a nice good coat, and it wants to stick to it. You're not going to have a hard time doing this. Woo-wee, it's like a weird slip and slide.
And once they've gone ice skating in the oil a little bit,
Yeah.
we're going to salt and pepper them. All right, stop for
Yeah.
1 sec. My hair is having an issue.
Oh.
Thank you. So once they're all oiled up.
Now
like
I'll hold it, and you can salt and pepper because I don't want to get the shakers all oily.
Oh, nice. So they're all greased up like a good wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just kind of add.
Oh, look at
I
that.
don't know my feelings on salt. That's probably plenty.
Boom.
And then Gerald David will roll them around again in the
In
oil
that,
and
yeah.
salt and pepper to kind of coat them in all of the seasonings.
Here, really, just get
Just
that other side a little bit with the salt and pepper, because I don't think it really is picking it up the way it would.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just did that totally wrong.
No, it's fine. I thought it would
understand
pick
what
up
you're
more.
saying.
I thought it would pick up more, but we're gonna hit them a little bit on
I
that
thought it
other
would too,
side
but
too.
we had just washed them when we put them down, and I think there's a little bit of water and oil not mixing going
There
on.
you go. There you go.
We'll add a little bit more.
And that salt really is gonna bring some of that crunch and flavor to the outside. That's gonna give some power to your dish.
I know I'm having problems.
That's all right. That looks great. Perfect.
You good?
Yeah. If you open that for me.
Yes.
Toss these in here. What's the timer we set for these?
So the timer is 6 to 8 minutes. I'm just going to double check. I was wrong. It's 12 to 14 minutes or until browned and blistered.
Set that for 14 minutes, guys. I'm gonna wash my hands. Oh, so important.
So our timer is going for 14 minutes, and those are some good sized peppers, so I feel like they can probably take that. That's
yeah.
not the only cooking time. Once we have made the filling and everything, those come back out and have cooled a little bit. We're going to stuff them, and then they're going to go back in to warm up the filling and everything. So.
That's right. So what do we got next?
Next we have... Oh, we got that really fast. I'm proud of us. Okay, so next we have, we're going to cook the couscous.
Ooh.
So we're going to put in a medium pot the couscous, the raisins, a pinch of salt, and 3/4 cup of water.
You'll get the water for
This is not one of those like fill up with water and then like put it in. This is like a measured amount because we're going to cook it in an interesting way.
It's pretty much going to kind of steam it a little bit, or steam the leaves we put on top of it, but also kind of soak in. Almost in the way you would do sushi rice.
So we're going to wait the couscous, big pinch of salt, the raisins go in. The spinach is not going to go in until it boils.
Oops, I just dropped a couple of those.
Oh no.
That is a good note. The spinach doesn't go in right away. Once it boils, it does. What else goes?
I think that's it. Just the water, the couscous, the salt, and the raisins. Yeah.
And then what do we need that put on?
Put that sucker on high till it boils.
Boom, done.
Boom.
I'm gonna
boom.
give me that spoon. I'm gonna kind of stir it just a little bit.
For sure.
Just to
Just
get all
make
the.
sure everything gets incorporated, so there's no couscous sitting up on top of the water, kind of thing.
And to make sure, yeah, that it all gets moist. That way, it's all good. There you go.
So we have to keep an eye on that, y'all. We're so bad at this. I specifically have like tried to make certain things.
Just looks like that.
Especially rice. The last 3 times I've tried to make rice, I've almost killed it because I forgot that I was waiting for it to boil, and it boils pretty quick. And if you miss that point, like it can be a problem. So we're going to keep an eye on this until it boils. Then we're going to put the spinach in. We're going to turn down the heat. We're going to cover it. And that spinach is going to go ahead and like kind of cook and wilt just with that simmered heat. The couscous is going to absorb the water and become tender. And that's going to be our filling. Well, most of our filling. There are other components. I love it.
We quarter and de-seed the lemon. I remember that.
Okay. Go for it.
What's the next thing
I'll look
after
at my
that?
phone so I can quit turning my back on everything. We're going to prepare the remaining ingredients and make the dressing. So actually in this one, interestingly, like kind of the last thing we do is chop up the vegetables. We kind of get all this other stuff going first.
We do. I'm just kind of doing this because I remembered.
Yeah, so you quarter and de-seed the lemon. We're going to roughly chop the pickled peppers. We're going to peel, they say 1 clove of garlic, so like 3, maybe 4.
We do a bunch.
I literally did 5 last night when it called for 2, and it was phenomenal. So
it's healthy. It's yummy.
It's really good for your immune system.
Don't do it for a date meal.
That's valid. Not if you want to get kissed later that night, because well, if you both smell like garlic and she's cool with it, like whatever, because I totally am. But maybe not the first date. Maybe like test that water before you
I know, right?
On. So some cloves of garlic, and then we're going to mix the tahini with some stuff to make a dressing that's actually going to go into our filling as well, which is exciting. Because I love filling, and I love tahini, so I'm very excited about this.
Tahini is yummy.
If y'all don't realize, I'm the one who picked this out of like the stuff you can pick. Like, we had to talk about it because it is vegetarian, but Gerald David was very sweet, and he agreed that it would probably be good. So
I like a lot of vegetarian things. She's had to kind of trick me into it. I'm always wanting, of course, more bacon, more fat.
All right,
oh, it's boiling.
This is boiling.
We can hear it.
So we are going to turn down the heat to low. I believe I'm going to double check that. Once boiling, place the spinach on top. Turn off the heat. So I'm going to turn that off. Can you hand me this? Or yeah.
Boom.
There we go. I'm going to put that right on top there. You don't mix it in or anything, and it's just going to basically steam that spinach.
So the rice, the couscous, acts as like a little layer. Then cover it.
And the heat is off. And we're going to leave that for, that one I think is 6 to 8 minutes. Yeah, so we're going to put on another timer for that. Because I am not going to catch that one at 3 minutes and, you know, do the math. It's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to set, we have like 3 of the same timer. We set them all sometimes.
That's right.
And we've realized that we really need to label them. Like, one needs to be meat and fish. One needs to be like vegetables. One needs to be, because like, the other day I had 3 going and I didn't even realize I had turned the 3rd one on, so I had no idea what it was to, but it turned out okay.
Do we need to roughly chop the capers?
The capers, it doesn't say to do anything to those.
All right. What's the next thing?
We're going to, we haven't done the garlic.
Oh, let's do
the
garlic.
We actually need garlic. So we have our clove here. It's not all pretty, but that is because we have been using it. As I told you, 5 cloves last night. So.
We love garlic. It does not last in our house. We'll get that.
It also tries to escape, as you see.
Let me get that for you. Oh, do you? Okay.
2, 3. There we go. Think that's enough?
I do.
Okay.
I do. And these are actually really
kind of big. Yeah.
Garlic's one you can't really judge by. It's right behind you. Yep. That's another kitchen tip. You say behind when you're moving in close proximity so people kind of know that you're running
That's
around.
That's true, because as you see, he has a giant knife. So if he doesn't know I'm behind him and he turns around in the wrong manner, like that could really be a bad accident.
The way I do it is my eyes move, my mouth moves, and then my body moves. And that keeps you alive. Other people are like, you talk too much. Well, I'm still here. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
No, you shouldn't have.
Edit that out, Dave.
But that was also my bad, because when I went to step behind him, I should have said behind, and that's on me also. Like,
no, when I was moving with
safety.
the knife, I knew, like, so I said it, you know, but that was a cool little call out.
He was watching out for me because he's sweet and he does that, but I should have, I should have said behind just to be safe. Basic safety rules, guys.
That's right, basic safety rules. And we watch a lot of Top Chef, so it's usually like, you know, if you're cooking alone and you might not be used to that. That might not be something that occurs to you because it's just you in your kitchen all the time. So recognize when you go into another environment, if there are other people around, just keep that little tidbit in there that you do want to kind of be verbal. You do want to be.
Can I do the garlic?
Oh, you absolutely can. How about this? I'll prep it and then send it to you if you want to get the other knife.
No, I like that knife. That's what I wanted to do.
Right. Well, then I'll do another knife.
So we figured out. Yes, we figured out that this knife is actually way easier for garlic because it allows for more of the rocking motion.
It does.
We were watching Top Chef, as mentioned before, and we realized that all of the chefs use way bigger knives than ours. And so we were like, well, maybe there's a reason for that. And then we tried it, and it turns out there was.
And we had the bigger knife. It was in there. We just didn't use it. Same thing with this one. I've had that one for a couple of years.
Move that over there. Get back to
there you go.
Garlic.
I could probably go ahead and do the yogurt. Let's see what that is.
The yogurt is at the very end, actually.
But I can go ahead and have it prepped.
I mean, you could go ahead and do the tahini dressing. That's really the next
Oh, there
thing.
you go.
Yeah.
What goes in that? The pickled peppers, quarter de-seed lemon, peel garlic.
So
in a bowl combine. I'm seeing it now.
Okay.
In a bowl combine the tahini, the juice of 2 lemon wedges, 2 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and as much of the garlic paste as you'd like. So yeah, no, I'll prep that as you're getting that ready. So 2 lemon wedges of juice.
And that tahini, also just a little tip on the garlic. My sister-in-law is a nutritionist, and I was watching her cut garlic one time, and I was like, do you cut the ends off? And she's like, no, and it's never been a problem. So you don't have to. If I see them, I'll cut them off.
I cut them off if they look like something I don't want to eat.
Yeah.
If they're barely there and they're not really noticeable.
By the way, I was behind you.
Oh yeah. If you don't have anything in your hands, it's not that big a deal.
That's
but
true.
you do want to say.
If you're gonna get squirted with a lemon, not as big a deal as if he's holding a giant knife. But anyway, so I think I didn't remove one of them, but I also didn't see it, so we're good on that. I'm gonna chop this up.
I'm gonna put the red peppers in here, correct?
Oh
no, tablespoon of water, tablespoon of olive oil, 2 tablespoons.
In that jar, yeah. And then this is garlic paste. Again, you guys know we're not really doing that. We just chop it up really fine. It gives it a little texture. Honestly, if you're a texture freak, that might be an issue for you, and you might want to make a paste. Or put it on the side of a microplane or a.
But honestly, garlic is so buttery and it's not hard to get it to really kind of smash together. We cut it small like that, then we take the flat of the knife again and you press it just like you did the first time, and all those oils start to come out. It really does get paste-like. You don't need a fancy grater or whatever.
And if you have, I saw this again on Top Chef, not trying to get on that show or anything, but I saw this on Top Chef the other day. Somebody had a bench scraper, which I've mentioned before. Probably if you're an avid baker, you may have one. They just kind of scrape ingredients into a pile for you so that you're not dulling the edge of your knife every time you go to do that. And they're used a lot in baking for doughs and things. But they used a bench scraper to make the garlic into a paste, and it looked very effective. A bench scraper and a lot of arm strength, but still, it looked effective.
Remember that garlic paste is ready. This is ready.
If you have a bench scraper, that's another idea.
I like that. We're starting to get into more of the tools as we kind of expanded and been cooking for a while now.
And y'all, we got a molecular gastronomy kit the other day. I'm so excited. There may be a special in the works.
That's right, doing some fancy science. All cooking pretty much a science mixed with a little bit of music of timing. Or maybe that is science too. Maybe it's all just science.
And timing. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Tell us in the comments. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to paste how much of this garlic?
All of it, I think.
Okay.
I'll look again, but I think
that's
all
it. All going in here? All right.
Is that the rice?
That is the couscous if it's the top timer. Yes, it is.
Keep calling it Rice. Yes, couscous. What do I do now?
This is grain. I think it's done. Let me see what you're gonna do with that. Hang on. So, or until the water has been absorbed. So make sure the water is absorbed and the couscous is tender. And then you're gonna stir until the spinach is combined and slightly wilted.
Done.
That's interesting. And let him see what that looks like. Yeah. So that spinach is not like dead, guys.
No,
like it definitely still has a little bit of body to it.
But just, it is slightly wilted.
And the water has been absorbed by the couscous. There's not like any standing water in the pot or anything. So just so you know
that timing was really done well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's gonna be the stuffing. Do I need all salt and pepper to this at all?
I'm sure you will. We did salt it when we put it in. Like there's a giant pinch of salt. But yeah, just mix that in really well because we're gonna split that, and then that's it for that for now.
I like it.
So we've got the garlic. We're gonna add that to the dressing and then whisk until smooth. And y'all, we have whisks now. It's so exciting. We have 3 different sizes.
Is this ready? Can I put this in?
You gotta add the garlic.
No, I mean, that's what I'm asking.
Oh yeah, you can put the garlic in. I've smashed it. It's not like.
Look and make sure we put all of it in.
Well, it's only 1 clove in there, so I mean, use as much as you want. It says use as much. Of the
Oh, it doesn't go in anything else? Okay.
No.
Well, then we're putting it all in.
As much of the garlic paste as you'd like. So we put 3 cloves, 3 times the amount. I think it's right.
There we go.
I'm betting I'm gonna love that. And then season with salt and pepper if desired. So
yeah,
we're
throw
gonna
some salt.
Pepper and everything.
Yeah, throw some salt and pepper in here. Well, pepper I find to be an important add because it does add a dimension of flavor that you can't really. That's probably good for that. And you can't really do without it.
And I think we've talked about this before. Salt brightens flavors. Pepper adds flavor. So just something to think about as you're going about your salting and peppering.
Whisk this together.
And then that is going to get added to our spinach couscous filling. I'm very excited about it. I love everything sesame. Make the filling and prepare the peppers. To the pot of cooked spinach and couscous, add the capers, the chopped pickled peppers, half the cheese, and the dressing. And we're going to crumble the half of the cheese as we add it. It doesn't just go in on like a half block and like melt magically or something. That is not a good melting cheese. It's a crumbling cheese.
So what did you just say?
So to the pot of couscous and spinach, we are going to add the capers, the chopped pickled peppers, half the cheese, and this dressing you just made.
Capers.
It does say after you work with those peppers to like wash your hands, like after you chop them, just so you know, like don't rub your eyes or anything. They're probably
said half of
somewhat
this?
hot. Yeah.
And then you said crumble it in as we go?
Yeah, can I do it?
Oh yeah, you definitely can.
Add all the other stuff.
Boom. Put your back to the wall so they can see you.
Oh, I'm so bad at this. He's so good to like.
Well, that way the light gets in, and you can move it to the front one just to combine.
Okay. So I'm just kind of crumbling this up into little pieces.
Really, if you want, I can hold it for you so they can see.
Well, that's
we
what
can
I
do it
was.
over
I
here.
just don't want to set it on the like.
No,
surface
yeah, I need to hold
hot.
it so that way, and it will leave a big, ring right there. No, that's
and
perfect.
my wrist gets very tired when I try to hold it for him for very long.
See how that's crumbling in there nicely?
And then we're gonna mix it. Those are our peppers, and they're fine to stay in for a second. So there's that. I'm gonna turn this off. Boom. Because I'm multitasking talented. Woo! I hear those.
Yeah, they're going off.
Look, are they blistered? I feel like they're blistered. See,
Yummy.
ooh, those are pretty.
They're delicious.
Now, y'all, let these
cool.
All right, well, Daryl David kind of killed that, but like seriously,
No.
those are hot. Oh, they're gorgeous. Those black marks, that's what the blistering is. You want that. Like, that's a good thing.
You do.
If you've ever watched like cooking shows, when the contestants put the pepper directly on the gas burner, that's what they're achieving. Probably in a shorter period of time, not positive.
That's true.
But that is not a bad thing. That is some brilliant charring right there.
All right, mixing this up. What do we do next?
All right, so you are also going to add the tahini dressing to that.
Well, I'll do this if you'll add it.
Yeah. I can do that.
Tahini dressing. I love tahini, especially when combined with garlic. What a good,
sesame.
what a good pairing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tahini is one of the ingredients for hummus too. It's like what gives hummus that like really nutty, like delicious flavor. Or baba ganoush.
We'll look into that.
It's definitely in baba ganoush. It might not be in hummus. Hummus is chickpeas. I think tahini is baba
Yeah,
ganoush.
hummus is, but there probably is some hummus. I do recall that with tahini in it. It's just, yeah, but I think that's baba ganoush. You're right. Look at me pretending like I know what I'm talking about.
But I'm washing my hands because I just like just totally tried that off my finger and it was delicious.
Yummy. Yeah, keep it hygienic.
But it is amazing and it tastes super good and that garlic is fire.
Go over the next step with them and I'm going to hit some of these dishes.
Okay, so we've added all of those things. We're going to create our filling. Once those peppers have cooled, this is for about 5 minutes. So actually I'm going to set a timer for that. And I'm just going to start the 6-minute timer again because that I can keep track of. What we're going to do is slit each of the cooled peppers lengthwise, and we're going to make sure that that bottom part stays intact. So we're not cutting them the whole way through, just the top part. We're then going to open them, carefully remove the seeds and ribs. This is using a spoon, so probably a good tip. And with those having been cooked like that, you should be able to just kind of scrape that out. It shouldn't be as like resistant as if they were raw. So we're going to get those all cleaned out, and it does say thoroughly wash your hands immediately after handling. And then we're going to thoroughly, and then we're going to stuff them. So we're going to evenly stuff them with the filling, and it says you may have extra. Now I would not hate that because y'all know I'll eat. But if you can get it in there, go ahead and get it in there. It's just going to make them even better. We're going to throw them back in the oven once they're stuffed for like 8 to 10 minutes, just to warm everything up and get it like all good. And then we're going to let them stand 2 minutes before we serve them, just to let them cool down. So after that, we're just making the lemon yogurt. That's the base of the dish. It's basically what you're going to set the pepper on and just kind of eat as you like get those bites of pepper, and it's just going to add a coolness. Because we have the poblanos, and then we also have the goat head peppers or whatever they are in there.
Where are they?
Because
that was not right.
I think it might have been.
No, it might have been.
They're pickled goat horn peppers. Okay, it's on their head. Like, I was close. It was
I like
all
that.
head oriented.
Pickled goat horn peppers. I dig that.
But yeah, so we have 2 types of peppers there. So that that Greek yogurt, lemon Greek yogurt, is just going to provide like a really nice cooling, like relief effect. A little bit of heat that's in there. And it should be delicious, and I'm super excited about it.
You want to go ahead and make the yogurt?
So for the yogurt, what we are going to do is look at the recipe on here because I closed out of it on my phone. We're going to combine the yogurt, the juice of the remaining 2 lemon wedges, and a drizzle of olive oil.
You grab the olive
And that's
oil.
it. Yeah.
And I'll hold this up to a drizzle in.
Yep.
A drizzle. Boom, drizzle. Delish.
Now this is also garnish it with a drizzle of olive oil. I won't be doing that because there's like olive oil in the filling, there's olive oil in this, and while it is healthy for you, I just try to limit my intake. I have a wedding to get ready for. Yeah, so and it's mine. Anyway,
Good time. Lucky man.
But yes. But yeah, so I'm not gonna. You can garnish yours with it. That's fine. Like standing oil on a plate is not attractive to me. So
yeah, it's not.
I'm not gonna do that.
So what's next? We got this ready, waiting for that to cool.
Yeah, basically we're stuffing the peppers. That is
You stuff it.
I'm a lucky lady.
Oh, classy, refined even.
We're so refined. Can you tell?
Boom. There we go.
I'm gonna try
That
to
looks
make sure that
delicious.
yeah, the pan's probably gonna stay hot longer than the peppers do, so
That is
be
true.
careful.
Oh, you know what?
You gonna transfer it?
Yeah.
And the stems?
Well, we can do it on a plate in case.
There you go. In case something crazy happens.
Well, just for the mess and whatnot. Yeah, because that will help us from dealing with the pan because it's so warm.
So basically, I am gonna stab the stem of this pepper to hold it.
And are we just cutting it open to gut it, or am I cutting it in half?
You're just cutting open this top half. You want to make sure the bottom
So
half
surgical.
does not get cut.
In that case, I'm going to go ahead and get my spoon ready and a smaller knife.
Smaller
We're gonna
knife would
get
be helpful, yeah.
surgical with this.
Precision.
And I'll use the spoon because it won't pierce, but I can kind of hold there too, and that'll be a nice counterpoint.
There you go. Good job. And then we're going to open that up. Ooh, you see the steam coming out of that? If our camera's picking it up, but it is. Oh.
Yummy.
That one didn't exactly come through unscathed. Oh, it
It
did
was
a
alright.
little.
No, it was alright.
That is the timer for the peppers cooling. These are still pretty hot, so again, use your good judgment. Oh, that one did well.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all, if they open, like, it's not that big a deal, okay?
No,
Just
you're
use a
fine.
spatula to
Yeah,
scrape them
you're
up,
fine.
put all the crap on the plate. It's going to be amazing.
It will. It will.
Don't, like, beat yourself up if you're like, oh my god,
No, look at this. That's perfect.
Brilliant.
Keep kind of holding it down. I'm going to try and scoop this out. No, not there, not there.
Oh,
I need you
where?
just under. Yeah.
Like that?
I don't know how else they want you to scoop this out. No.
I'm
Don't.
trying not to lose the stem.
No,
It
put
should
your
all
fork
stay
right
together.
there. Oh, should it?
Yeah, it should.
Then
The
what am
top
I-
should stay together.
I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing?
So basically, you're just trying to get that stuff off.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not realize
Just the
that.
ribs and the seeds.
So, all right, step back for a second. Explain to us what we're doing, because even I was a little bit confused.
So here's the deal. You want to split this very top layer only. You don't want the bottom part to be split at all. And then you want to go in, and you kind of want to keep the integrity of the unit. So they suggest you take a spoon, and you just kind of peel out the ribs and the seeds.
See, you always know the right way to do it.
I've just seen stuffed peppers before. And if you can't get them, like, you can also use the fork to kind of lift if you have like a particularly difficult rim. And they come out pretty easily now that they've been cooked like that. So basically you're just creating a container for your filling to sit in.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Looks great.
Yeah. And this is coming apart a little bit, and that's okay, y'all. It's not like...
Lift it up, and I'll grab this.
Exact.
Boom. Hand that off to me.
Oh, okay.
So we're not being weird.
We're always being weird, y'all.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
And if you'll hand me that spoon, this one still has kind of a lot of seeds because it like fell apart a little bit, which again, it's not an exact science, but just get out what you can. Like, it's not going to kill you. Seeds are typically what makes a pepper hot, which is why
so it might light you up.
if you de-seed like a jalapeno, you're not going to get the
those
same amount of heat that you would if you don't de-seed it. So just be aware of that. Like, if you don't get them all, you're fine. It's just going to be hotter than it would be if you got them all.
Which is also true if you're trying to make it hotter.
True.
If that is your intent.
But the ribs, and probably at this stage, like, because these are so cooked, it's not going to be that big a deal. They're just, like, typically an unpleasant texture. It's not going to kill you or anything.
Now, this is something I know about peppers. The level of heat can never be guaranteed.
That's true.
It can't. There's always a little bit of wild. You can get a super hot pepper that's a dud, and you get a super dud pepper that's all of a sudden hot. Even out of a whole bushel, only one lights you up. That does happen. Peppers, there's no way to really guarantee that heat. They can tell you like 90% this is going to do this. Oh, that looks great. Look at that. All right,
we
Kitty.
did pretty good, like, especially for our first attempt at this.
I think so.
And now we're going to evenly stuff them with the prepared filling. And then we're going to stick them back in the oven on the baking sheet for another 8 to 10 minutes to just heat everything up.
So at this point, I'm going to put them back on the baking sheet. Because we're going to stuff them here.
Do you want to bring that over here so they can see it?
It's going to be kind of hot.
Do you want me to set it on a towel? And we're just protecting surfaces. Like, a lot of trivets are made of wood, so I think it would be okay, but just to be on the safe side.
It will leave heat burns in it at certain temperatures, so it depends how much you care about how it looks. Now, if you hold it for me, hold it steady. So I don't have to. And I guess I'll just use the spoon.
I totally would, yeah. And just so you know, a trivet is just something that is made for you to set hot things on instead of your countertop.
Then if you'll use your fork with your other hand, you just kind of open it up, and then I'll fill it up. So, oh man.
So we're going to evenly
Do we add more cheese? What's that, more cheese, or is that a garnish?
I think that's a garnish.
I'm going to double check that because I
double
can't remember. You're probably right. Yep, you're right. She's right.
It happens. And you just want to keep those sides like up a little so you get all the filling in there. Boom. And just kind of, work it in. And then it'll help you hold those sides up.
It will.
And ours got a little bit wide, which is
it's
totally
because you just
fine.
roll it back. You just roll it back like that.
Well, no, I think you can get more in there. That's not even...
Oh, no, I definitely can. But we're going to do some over here. We'll come back.
Okay. He's very serious about the even distribution, y'all.
Well, I just want to get something started. You don't want to focus too much on one. You want to just get them in there. But it's also to hold open those sides so they don't get too used to being flat. Get something in there so it's already starting to hold its shape as it cools. And then I'll put it back in and boom.
It's good advice. It's good advice. And ours got a little open on the end there.
But that's fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's totally fine. We will scoop that up with the spatula when we transfer these, and it'll be delicious and wonderful.
Yeah, you just open it up and I'll stuff them
Okay,
in, but
sorry,
you move
my
your
bad.
fork. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. She doesn't like to talk a lot, which is an example of someone who used to, boom, boom, there we go. You cook by yourself all the time. I didn't get a chance to finish that all the way, but somebody used to cook by themselves all the time.
I was curious, y'all. I do.
You want to communicate and tell people what's going on. Let's open that one back up.
You do. That is, I just like to do things my way, and I feel like people should read my mind sometimes. So.
Yep. Once I'm psychic, you'll know, because I'll pull up in my invisible yacht with my flying Lamborghini.
Gerald David does help me with the communication part. It's like, oh, you want me to tell you what I want?
So these are pretty stuffed. We're going to have some extra. Scoop that off the spoon.
I'm totally good with that, because y'all know I really want to eat this. So.
Boom. We'll have some extra, but that looks great.
I'm just going to get this off the pan a little. Just stack it right there, because it's easy and available. These look so good. I mean, they're not the prettiest thing I've ever seen, but I will definitely shove this in my face when we're done with this.
Oh, looks delicious. Well, and two, we can kind of just wrap them up a little bit.
Yeah, these are pretty pliable, guys. Like, this is
They are. Boom.
They've lost a lot of integrity since we put them in the oven initially.
You just kind of do that. If we had a tie or something, we could. But that's not really necessary. Just kind of leave that off this right there. Boom. And then how long do we put these back in for?
They're going to go in for 8 to 10 more minutes. Oh, brilliant. See how you had that plan? He's so smart.
Boom. Same temperature and everything?
Yep. I'm going to double check, but I'm almost positive. Yep. Evenly stuff each prepared pepper with the filling. Bake 8 to 10 minutes or until the filling is heated through. Like 8 to 10 minutes is fine.
Oh, yeah.
Then we're going to let them stand for 2 minutes once we pull them out of the oven. We've already made our yogurt lemon dressing.
Perfect.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put that on the bottom of the plates in a little bit and kind of spread it around to make it picturesque. And then the cheese and the almonds will be garnished.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we have 8 to 10 minutes.
All right, guys, we're going to come back and see you guys in 8 to 10 minutes. Welcome back, y'all. I'm Gerald David.
I'm still Kitty.
And this is the continued section. It's been about 8 and looks like we're 30 seconds shy. That's about to go off. And we can go ahead and pull it. We don't have to wait for the...
It's like 10 seconds, y'all. I promise.
It is. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, go ahead and kill the heat. Whew. That looks fantastic.
It looks so good. I can't wait for y'all to see it.
Getting
Not
me.
burn himself.
Look at that.
Beautiful. And of course, we're going to garnish it. So this is not the finished product. But it does look delicious. Lots of colors.
All right, you ready to dress the plates?
And y'all, I know you're shocked and appalled, but I did try that filling that was left over while we were gone. It's very mild. Now that may change with the poblano. But I feel like, you could even maybe add a little bit of red pepper flakes if you felt like being like crazy about it.
You could.
Yeah.
You could.
So we are going to take this yogurt sauce, which we have added salt and pepper to, as well as the lemon and olive oil.
Here's a big spoon for you.
Thank you. And basically what we're going to do here, can you hand me a towel and I'm just going to dry these off a little. There's a little water on them where we
You can.
rinse them.
You don't need these anymore, do you?
No. No, we are done with the knives. All of our knife skills and work are accomplished quite beautifully. All right, so those have to sit anyway, so we're fine. But we're going to take this delicious yogurt sauce and we're going to put a big dab. And we're just gonna make it a pretty base on the plate.
Perfect yumminess.
So you just kind of, if you watch those competition cooking shows, you just kind of swoosh it around until it looks delicious. Now they do it in one tiny dab swoop. We're not doing that here. Like we want to actually,
Because you actually want some of this on there, yeah.
You're not just barely grazing it through it or whatever. Like this is the base of it. You're gonna want to get some.
That looks
just
yummy.
Do what you want to. And
does.
use what you want to as far as that goes. You know your personal preference. We're big on that.
And these both will go on top.
Yes.
You crumble that on top, and you'll just kind of place this on top.
Or if you're me, you just put the block on there. It's all good. Y'all know, I swear I could eat my weight in cheese, and that's
that looks so yummy.
It is. It's delicious. But I'm also obsessed with Greek yogurt, among other things.
Well, it is good. It's a healthy substitute for a lot of things.
It is. I make dressings and all kinds of stuff out of it.
She puts it to work. She does. Are those ready for the peppers?
Those are ready for the peppers.
Awesome. If you'll hold the plate, I'll put the pepper on there.
Oh, well, I'm going to add a little more to mine.
Once you're ready.
Obsessed. All right. And you want to use wherever the spatula is.
Yeah.
Where is the spatula?
Oh, right here.
Oh. That's one of those things that's just always there. Like, we've never lost it before, so that was a little disconcerting. But we found it. We're good.
Rinsing it off from earlier. All right.
Beautiful. So
all right, next up.
Uno.
Oh, yes, delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's get this guy.
Oh, yep. He's so much better with like making it pretty than I am.
Take this from me.
Okay.
Nope, I need the fork.
I
Sorry.
could not tell. Now we're gonna get our second one on there. Gerald David's doing a fantastic job of keeping those together and just getting them beautifully on.
There we go.
Awesome.
Yummy.
That is
Ooh,
that. Do I get
cheese
to
crumble
garnish?
time.
Oh, do you want to crumble the cheese because I got
No,
you last time?
no.
Okay. So I'm going to break this in half again because I'm a freak like that. And then I'm going to garnish each one with half so that I know we got a fair share.
I like it. And that cheese will melt too, and it'll become delicious.
Mm.
And I'll go behind you with a little bit of sliced almonds, being classy.
Like it.
Being oh so classy.
And y'all, these don't all have to go in the peppers. They can go in the yogurt
Oh,
sauce
yeah.
around and like don't
Especially
feel
for
like
presentation.
exactly.
And then you want a little bit of that cheese in the sauce too. It gives it a little bit of extra kick.
However, it's
Or a little bit extra than there already is in there, I should say.
yeah. Because again, we did add some salt and pepper to that. So there's lemon, there's olive oil, salt and pepper, and then Greek yogurt has like a little bit of a tang anyway, which I love. So.
It absolutely does.
And I'm also excited in the filling that I tried. I didn't get any of the golden raisins. I'm excited to get that sweet little pop
Oh yeah.
at some point when I try it too. All right, and Gerald David's gonna come behind me with those almonds. Ooh, beautiful, baby.
See, I didn't do them side by side. Now one is way more than the other.
That's okay. You can
Here
have
we
that
go.
one. I like almonds, just not too many.
That's right. All right, you guys. Well, look at us, professional. Don't do this. It wants to slide off, so we're not going to tilt it. So you just hold it low. There you go. Move that hand to here. See how it's creating that shit? There we go. Boom. Couscous Stuffed Poblano Peppers.
With spinach, raisins, and tahini dressing.
Whack, 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 whack. Thanks, you guys. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends.
We love
you. Bye.
Bye.